All right, here we go once again. We're on the road this time against Weymouth. This is a match that everybody says we're going to lose, so we'll see what happens. I mean, we might end up doing better than that. I don't know. We've lost 5 week league matches in a row now, but we've lost them all by 1 goal. And that puts us down at 21st place. 16 matches played, 13 points, which is a problem, and we're kind of going the wrong way. It's as I said in the last match, it's a real frustrating thing. We keep losing matches at the very end, and we seem to do so despite our best efforts. And we're not playing poorly. I would say that we were playing poorly earlier this season. We're not playing poorly now. I can't figure out what happened. We had an XG of almost 4 in that last match, and we still couldn't score. And I don't know. I don't really understand why. We have Coco back out there in goal today, and we're hoping that will help make a little bit of a change. And he's made 2 good saves here in the early going. I guess one, he didn't touch that one technically, but it's pretty clear that he did when you look at the video. There's Maul, and he has it taken away from him right away. We have kind of a problem because Edwards, our other midfielder who we're trying to teach to be a Segundo Volante, has another team in for him, which is problematic. Here, Swain lumps this forward for Brevet. We can't do anything to prevent them when other teams come in for our guys. I mean, we don't have any money. We don't have any way to stop it. So that's kind of what happens, and we're probably going to be picked apart. Cal Coco with another good save there. So we had a little bit of an attack, and then we've kind of let it fall to the wayside, and Harvey Slade scores the goal for Weymouth. So we've once again given up a goal here in the first 10 minutes for no real reason. This is just another one of those goals coming off of a set piece. And we missed the header, and that's all there was to it. Who was that who missed the header? I can't go in and find out. Edwards, who might be going soon, passes back to Salt, up to De Girolamo, and over to Male. I don't know why they don't come in for guys like De Girolamo, who we're paying money to. I'd rather have those guys off the team so we can find more guys on non-contract to bring in and try something new out. That's part of the problem that we have. We're paying a lot of money to players who are not playing well, and I can't get rid of them. Coco knocks this one forward, as we've instructed our keepers not to do. And this turns out into a bunch of nothing. Newton Beat heads this one away, but does a poor job clearing it. And this is headed forward, this time by Swain. Ends up in the back, and they've scored again. Bearwish with the goal. De Girolamo was right there and did nothing but stood there and watched it happen right in front of him. He was onside. There's no question about this one. Yeah, it's awarded. And we're in trouble again. And it's all that I can do, to be perfectly honest with you. It's all that I can do to keep this project going, because, I mean, this is getting to the point of being totally ridiculous. And the interest that I had in this is fading very, very quickly. I mean, because it's ridiculous to watch players who are better than this play like this. He was actually offside. He was offside by a foot, technically, but I'm not sure if that's what they counted, what counts or not. We're going to start berating these players if they keep playing like this. This is ridiculous. They're better than this. De Girolamo has made 2 mistakes here in the back, just is not playing defense. He's just standing there watching it happen in front of him. Haran was brought down, and it's going to be a Hall here with the free kick, and he takes a shot. I mean, I guess that's the right thing to do there. I don't know. Whatever. Strange decision making. You think you would want to pass it. You have a whole bunch of guys forward. We're down 2-0, and like I said, it's hard to look for positives when you're playing like this, and we've played like this every single match, and I think that this is it. This is probably about time to just start releasing players left and right, and to just start over and to try again, because this is getting ridiculous. And if it continues like this, we may just go download a tactic and say screw it to creating our own. I mean, I like playing with the strikerless tactic, I really do, but not if we're going to have results like this. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to have game after game where you're losing by 1 goal. I mean, you look at this and you think the Football Manager is an interesting game, and you can do simulation, you have all this storyline and stuff, but it becomes not fun when everybody in the game is screaming at you that you're doing it wrong, and you're losing matches you should win by 1 goal, and you're like, what do I do, right? It would be a much more interesting game if there were other options for you. Here's Brevet. Brevet will cross over to Beat, and that's another one that's off the crossbar, and then Haran is there. He shoots, but he just passes it straight to their keeper. So there are 2 shots there that should have gone in and don't in the end. Haran now has this behind the defense, kind of, and it passes back to Male, goes to Brevet, over to De Girolamo, and then to Hall. Hall brings this forward, and everyone just stands there for a while. Male over to Edwards, to Haran, who takes a shot, and I mean, again, it's not really much of a shot. So it remains, we're still behind 2-0. Edwards with it over to Swain, down to Beat. Beat forward to Wilson. And Wilson crosses this one back. That was actually a pretty good job by him. See, I mean, this is the thing. We're doing the right thing. We're not making ridiculous mistakes and doing things that are comical. We're doing the right thing. We're just not winning. Brevet runs back to get this and passes back to Male over to Salt. And De Girolamo is going to grab this. Male with this again, and that's going to be the end of that. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do. But as things stand right now, the... the excitement I have for continuing this project is quickly going by the wayside. Here's Brevet, who I think now he's offside, is quickly going by the wayside because it's exhausting to play match after match and to be down by numerous goals like at the very beginning and have to watch your team lose again and then have everybody tell you about how bad you are. You know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Here's Murray with the corner. And fortunately, we don't give up another goal. We've moved up to 21st position, which doesn't say much for the teams below us. Cal Coco does grab this. He's not playing poorly, right? It would be nice if he had defenders in front of him who could stop the ball. Beat with it, passes back to Swain. Swain, who is one of the players I'm thinking about just getting rid of, and that was a really ridiculous decision by him. And, I mean, he has tons of space. He has tons of time. Beat works hard to intercept over to Haran, and Haran has, again, a 4 first touch, and it ends up back in the back. And they're calling Barawish offside. It's kind of a strange call. Salt lumps this forward for Hall, and Hall gets a fortuitous bounce forward for Haran, and that's knocked behind for a corner. See, this is what happens, and we start getting our hopes up, and we'll see if they're dashed once again. Hall here with the corner. Looking for Salt, can't find him. It's back to Hall, over to Haran, and he takes a shot, which was a good shot, but it is rewarded with yet another save. And they lump in the back. Salt will win it back to Cal Coco, and we will start this over again. It's passed down to Swain up to De Girolamo. And he knocks it back to Cal Coco, over to Salt, up to De Girolamo again. Over to Brevet, and he has it taken away from him right away. And I think one of the problems is that Brevet is kind of playing out of position. I think that's one of the things that happens. The way that this comes up in Football Manager is strange. If you have somebody who's playing out of position, but they're doing the same thing they normally would do, like in the position they usually play, they will like make these ridiculous mistakes and give a ball in the ball in the midfield all the time, or they'll have nothing to do with the attack or whatever. It's odd. De Girolamo over to Hall. And as part of the problem that we have is we don't have exactly a whole ton of players to choose from, you know, because we have no money. Brevet just gives up on that. There's another example of it, right? And it's probably because we're playing him out of position. That's the reason why the game has him just give up instead of running. Edwards down to Wilson, back to Brevet. Brevet over to Haran, and there's a goal. So we score one. We get one back. Are they going to say he's offside? I'm pretty sure he's onside. We'll see what they say. And that's disallowed. So apparently he was offside. I thought that he was behind the ball, but I might have seen it correctly. It's kind of from a strange angle. Now, I was right here where Brevet was way offside. And see, this is another one of those things where the guy who should technically be better than this makes stupid mistakes because you're playing him technically out of position, right? He plays striker and he can play as a left winger. We're playing him in the AMC shadow striker role, and so all of a sudden he doesn't know what to do. Hall lumps this forward, looking again for Brevet, who does not win it. And it's knocked all the way to the back. And this is out for another corner. And, well, let's see what we can do here. Murray is going to take this corner, lumps this forward, and Swain ends up winning it over to Haran. And Haran is running basically all by himself. It's kind of strange to watch. It's like watching the snail go up the road. Here comes Swain in the back to win this again, over to Salt. And Salt over to Haran. back to De Girolamo. It's another poor pass. And we've given up another counter attack. I tell you, we've done this so many times. Fortunately, that shot is not there, but we need to do better. We're going to start berating this team because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. We're a better team than this. Brevet wins this all the way back to Calcoco and is passed forward to Edwards. Edwards down to Swain over to Beat. Beat back to Swain and lump forward there. Brevet heads it back, ends it with Molly, then Hall, and Haran is behind once again and has given up another counterattack. Right, every single time, no matter what we try to do, the same thing happens. And so we at least have one person who seems to be responding correctly to the feedback. Everybody else feels pressured or feels upset. But I mean, this is ridiculous. We're not playing like anything, and we need to get it together. We should be playing better than this. This is ridiculous. And it's not so much, oh, well, we're playing a team that's so much better than us. I would argue that we should be able to play up with this team. This isn't the best team in the world. Calcoco runs back and grabs this again. He's having a pretty good day there in goal. Rolls this over to Swain. Swain, and he passes it to another man who just stands there watching the ball go by him, wondering what he's supposed to do. And Bearwish is called for offside again. It's another ridiculous call. He was onside. And so it is. So we're behind 2-0, and that was awful. And I'm telling you, it's all that I can do to stop myself from just quitting and ending this project. I mean, because this is just looking so bad, and I mean, it's just not fun. It's not fun to play if you go out and you lose and you lose and you lose, and there's no hope, and then everybody tells you that you're playing poorly. I mean, it's just not fun. Haran takes this forward. You can talk all you want about, realism and about trying to get immersed and things like that, but it's not a fun game if you lose match after match after match. It just doesn't become fun anymore, right? And so, I mean, this project is probably going to end here unless something fantastic happens or unless I somehow find it within me to keep it going. But, I mean, this is getting ridiculous. We're giving up the ball here again. They have it in the back. Every single player is having a poor match. Fortunately for us, they don't know where the goal is, but I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to watch this team play like this time and time again after you do all you can to improve the tactic and to make it better, and after we've had good performances, after we've done well with XG. It's just ridiculous. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to be fixing something up with the morale on the team or something like that. I mean, I just don't know. Calcoco ends up falling on the ball and kicks this one forward. We're going to give a possession right away. See? It happens time and time again. You tell him not to do it, and he does it anyway. And I'm not sure what the answer is to that. Wilson brings this one down over to Edwards. Edwards passes to Haran, who was offside anyway. Doesn't matter. Salt wins this, looking for Edwards, can't find him, and it ends up passed in the back. And it's Murray here who should have scored, but fortunately knocks that one over the goal. Haran here with this in the back, up to Wilson. Wilson over to Beat. Beat down to Swain, and Swain lumps this one forward, looking for Brevet, who has it, and who takes a shot, and it's off the crossbar again. So once again, it's the same thing that's happened time and time again. We get the ball in a good position, and then we do nothing with it. Hall with the ball down to the right side, over to De Girolamo, and he passes this one back up to Salt. Salt up to Swain, and it's another poor pass, and it gives them a wide open shot on goal. And then Swain should have been called for the foul, should have been called for the penalty. It doesn't quite happen here. Our guys look happy, but they're playing horribly. And we are lucky that we haven't given up yet another goal. We need to be doing better than this. Let's try to get this turned around. As lump forward, Salt wins this over to De Girolamo, back to Salt, over to Molly, up to Swain, Swain to Edwards, over to Wilson, back to Swain, and it's on to Beat. This looks good. Beat lumps this forward for Wilson, who is offside, and they do call it, yeah. All right, we will start this one up against Salt, over to Haran. Haran to Brevet now. Brevet forward for Haran. Haran passes over to Edwards, who takes a shot, and hey, we finally have a shot on goal. I think we went about 40 minutes in game without a single shot on goal. Hall now with, we don't want to see this stupid highlight. Hall now with the corner. And Beat isn't able to get to that. Here's Molly with it, and he just gives up possession like there's nothing to it. We've got to take him out. And here comes Blair taking the shot, and that will do that. So yeah, we'll take some of these midfielders out. You're playing poorly, you come out. You're playing poorly, you come out. I think that we're going to end up releasing a number of these players. You're playing really poorly. I would love to get rid of you. Aaron Wilson is the one I really want to get rid of because he doesn't do anything. We've tried starting him. We can't get rid of him at the beginning of the season because he's on a salary. We pay him £100 a week, and he doesn't do anything for it, right? It's the best £100 a week I've ever seen anyone make. He doesn't do anything, right? So here we go again, Masters on to Swain. But yeah, I mean, like, this is such a bad match. It's all that I can do to stop myself from just resigning and thinking we're going to try to figure something else out because, I mean, this is horrible. This is one of the worst Football Manager matches I've ever seen, right? Nobody's doing anything. Nothing is working. And, I mean, it's just a waste of time. Coco does grab this. His rating keeps going down. And the reason why is because he keeps trying to lump the ball forward to nothing. And, I mean, it's aggravating. It's really aggravating to watch him play like this. 15 more minutes left of this awful match. Hall throws over to Sarpong, back to Hall, forward for Beat, and he can't get there. And it's knocked backwards, and nothing happens in the end. Salt wins this over to Haran to Masters. And this is one where we're going to throw the water bottle at the end of this because this is ridiculous. Wilson's called for being offside. He wasn't the one who had the ball. Anyway, strange officiating. Beat grabs this in the back over to Swain. Swain to Haran, and it's won there by Sarpong in the end over to Wilson. Back to Masters. Masters forward for Brevet. And Brevet pulls it down and then takes a shot. So we do get another shot on goal. So we do have something positive happening, but it's just nothing comes on the end of it. Hall with it. I don't want to see this highlight. Hall with the corner over to Masters, and we have another one that's off the crossbar. So I think we've had two today that have been off the crossbar. Here's B with a shot. We've had plenty of shots on goal. We just can't put it through. Howe throws over to Blair, over to Matsuzaka, and Salt will win this. Sarpong to Brevet, and Brevet pulls it down and just stands there. And, I mean, this is bad. It is time. I think it's absolutely time to go and start just releasing players. I mean, that's just all there is to it. We're just going to have to start getting rid of guys, and we're going to tear this team down and start up again. Kieran Hall, who can play the position, he's not playing out of position, is having one of the worst matches I've ever seen. And he's just doing absolutely nothing. And Coco knocks this one out. It's amazing that they haven't scored here in the second half. We have about 5 more minutes left, and then whatever added time is added on. And, I mean, it's just painful, man. It's just so painful to watch this happen and to watch a team that, you know, gets close and then does nothing with it. And Beat runs over and fouls the guy, so I guess that's get stuck in. There's going to be a shot, and it's over the wall. Coco makes another good save. That's the thing. He's made tons and tons of good saves. He hasn't contributed much, but, you know, we should be down by more than this. We'll put Cunningham back in, might as well. Sarpong heads this one back out, and yeah, this is looking really, really bad. And we have only 4 more minutes left of this. We are going to lose this one by 2, and I'll see what we do at the end of this one. I'll see what we do. I hate having so many projects start and then end early. I hate that. Right, but this is ridiculous. We can't keep playing like this. This is awful, and we're gonna go yell at the players, and we're really gonna rile things up from here on out because that was horrible. That was just bad. Bye.